Do I speak in silence? I'm waiting for your response. Or is it just me speaking? I guess I'll keep talking in silence. In the relationships,
Non-negotiable in just relationships in general?
yeah, any type of relationships.
Okay. I would have to say trust is probably number one. Two is, maybe like shared common ground. Like family is really important to me, so that would be really important. What about you?
I agree. Trust.
And what does that look like to you?
Trust looks like something has space in between. So
It has space in between.
yeah, so like
Can you say more about that?
yeah, so if I have a trust, I can let it grow, let it run by itself, because I know that there's a seed that is growing eventually.
I feel like what I'm hearing is that there's room to be yourself in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in a sense, that's something I want to have for myself, and I also want to have in the relationships. Like, I want to be able to see things that constantly changing, allow the change to happen and grow over time.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is that trust also sounds like space, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, in a way, space to grow.
Okay, I understand.
Space to leave it alone also, so you're not like constantly too close to it.
Hello? Hey.
Hey.
Maybe let's give them a second.
Sure.
Yeah. I have a question.
Say that one more time.
I have a question.
Okay.
When you look somebody in the eyes for the first time, what do you notice?
What do I notice when I look at someone's eyes for the first time? I think it's usually not what I see, but what I feel. I feel like I generally notice things about people, what they look like, what they're wearing, their hair, but I also feel an energy from them. And I could feel it when I look in their eyes.
Before a conversation begins.
Maybe if I'm looking really closely, I could see where they're at or how they're showing up today. What about you?
My mind is starting to veer in a different direction.
That's okay.
And
You have
I'm
another
wondering,
thought?
how do you take in the way people evolve day to day?
How do I take in
The way people you're involved with closely, how they change over time. I guess I'm wondering about dealing with growth and change.
I think in dealing with growth and change has to come patience, and also I think what Mio and I were talking about earlier, that space for people to grow.
Yeah, can you remind me a little bit of what you guys were?
Oh, we were saying a non-negotiable is trust, and I was curious about what that may look like for her. And from what I've gathered, it seems like giving people space to be themselves and to grow and to change, right?
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about what the foundation of good trust might be.
Yeah, I think that looks different from person to person, but also relationship to relationship. You could be the same person, but have different ways of relating to each other, depending on the person, right?
It's funny how sometimes we meet somebody for the first time and there's this instant sensation of trust, of comfortability, like you can share everything you're feeling, and then at other times there are relationships where that needs to build over time.
Right. I wonder if that's with familiarity, something that feels recognizable. Maybe this person reminds you of your uncle.
Like a reflection of yourself even?
Or even that, something familiar.
also being patient with my thoughts, waiting for something to emerge. I think at times I get caught up on the words, like I'm at a loss for words.
Well, can I ask you something?
Definitely.
Okay. How do you find you navigate when people are changing and growing in front of you?
I think it comes back to patience again, waiting to see how things evolve, waiting to understand. I feel like a lot of miscommunication arises from a lack of patience.
From a lack of patience?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you catch your breath?
Give me like maybe a few more of those. I might be okay. But you know, it's nice to breathe some nice, cool, refreshing air. You know, I've been meaning to ask you this question for a while now. When are the moments that you feel like Yeah, I found a friend. Like a real friend.
When I feel I found real friend is when I don't have to speak, when we can hold silence together. I feel like my soul is connected to my friends. What about you?
I feel very similarly. I feel like in the silences, there's like this mind reading thing that happens, or when you share a chuckle but no one said a joke, or if there's an event that happens and you do a little side glance or something, or even if it's a tender moment or a moment that's maybe sadder or heavier, having that person provides you comfort or relief. Those are some pretty strong indicators that, yeah, I think this person was meant to be my friend.
When you say meant to be your friend, does that fluctuate? So like, does that have season of being closer and getting distant?
I think so. I feel like that's when you really know that you found something special, if it can stand the test of time and allows you to change, allows the person to change. We're living, so if it's moving, I think it's pretty good. But it's not always easy. But
Me and Kirari were talking about trust and how does it look like, and we talked about space. We talked about how trust also holds space for things to naturally grow and change. Does that something resonate with you?
definitely, I feel like it's really hard to try to manufacture an outcome or a reaction, or at least I think I've learned that the fracturing sometimes creates an opportunity for growth or space, and maybe sometimes space is good.
I like space too. It's hard to have space in between.
Sometimes I get on the microphone and I feel like nobody's listening. Hey, are you guys listening? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? 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 And it just feels like I'm speaking into a void.
Hello? I guess I don't really care if anyone hears me or not. Not that I like the sound of my own voice, but it's really just for me to process whether people are listening or not. Talked about a lot today. Trust, patience, growth, change. I wonder what Christian has to say about it.
I do think about change quite a bit. Like, is there some things that I could probably change easier with, but it's really uncomfortable most times. But maybe that's the point. Do you ever really get comfortable in change? Or does the discomfort change you?
guess I keep speaking. It's just me.
Well, my friend, why don't we start with you actually? Yeah. So my question is, when did you decide to do a piece that just sort of juxtaposes spoken word to movement?
Um, as an artist, I grew up training primarily in dance. I was also in a jazz band when I was younger, but I want to not box myself into a singular medium. So I'm trying to see how best to express myself utilizing various mediums from text. Soon there'll be projection, lighting, other elements, just incorporating other elements to enrich the work or get the message across.
And so, I saw themes of loneliness and obviously relationships just sort of in that piece. What was the genesis of that?
Yeah. So the piece, we started researching it last summer. We had a residency at Chelsea Factory. In 5 days, we put most of the material together thanks to these wonderful collaborators. The piece was called Paradox, and the research initially started about the paradoxical nature of home. Like it's a juxtaposition, a place of many things, of happiness, of fear, of sadness. I think at home we confront more sides of ourselves than we do publicly. So home can be a place of tension, but also a place of love. There can be arguments with families, partners, but that's also the place where we feel the most nurtured and cared for simultaneously. And then we wanted to explore the paradoxical nature of acting, like producing a real emotion on a prescribed cue. So we initially had like a lot of text pre-written, and then the nature of that, it felt a little unnatural. So we shifted towards prompted conversations that hopefully tackle some of the conversations that come up at home with our partners, with our loved ones. And that was kind of the jumping off point to the project.
And how did you choose these three dancers in particular to work with?
Well, longtime friends, phenomenal artists in their own. They all create their own work as well. So when I work with people, I always love to incorporate those who are creating because they have their own unique viewpoint on the work or what I'm creating or things I could change. And I love to really work in a collaborative nature. They might be able to expand on that, where some material is given and then we warp it to fit the dancer's needs or the narrative as necessary. And I think I've known Kirati since college. I've known Mio also since college days, and I think Christian around the same time. So I think we've been around each other at least a decade or so. And I couldn't imagine getting into this intimate work with anybody else.
All right. So let's hear from each of the dancers. Just sort of, yes, who you are, where you're from, name, rank, serial number, maybe what you thought about that piece, whatever you want to share with us.
Cool. Hi, I'm Kirati Jenikin-Weepot. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. I went to Purchase as well. Yeah, I am a freelance choreographer. I used to dance for Kyle Abraham and other creators. And
Hey y'all, I'm Christian Warner, originally from Houston, freelance dancer, choreographer, director, theater person. Just happy to be here with you all tonight to be able to share.
Hi, my name is Mia Ishikawa. I'm originally from Tokyo. I'm also a freelance choreographer, collaborator, movement director, mover, performer. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. What is what? What I enjoy the most about this process with Quaba was quite short, 5 days, and it was very safe to share. Thank you. As you saw, we had a lot of text that were improvised, that were coming from ourselves. So the space needed to feel safe in order to be honest with ourselves. So that's something really specially with Queva that was how space was carried and facilitated, and that's what I really enjoyed the most. Yeah.
Yeah, I also just add Quava instilled a lot of trust into us. So I think the times and some processes that you may utilize second guessing yourself, it's just not there. He really allowed us agency to make the decision, which I think allowed us to just get right into the work, and then also opportunity to play and keep the thing alive in real time, which I appreciate as an artist.
Oh yeah. So I appreciated being able to be ourselves in the space. I feel it's this group is very unique in that way. And yeah, being safe to be able to be ourselves and be trusted in that way.
All right. Well, thank you very much for sure. All right. All right, then, Creator. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see what we're doing for time. But, we're doing okay.